The Cursed Labyrinth is an exit game by Kosmos that challenges players to get out of the maze. Can you get out alive? We're going to take a look at this game here on Legendary Tactics. One of the challenges of reviewing and examining games like Exit the Game is it's very much like a legacy type game where you're chopping up cards and opening up boxes and so forth. So there's always the potential for spoilers. I'm not going to give you any of those here today. I'm just going to touch on my impressions of the game. There's a box here with a bunch of random materials in it. And you have the three decks. You've got one which kind of walks you through the story, one which are the clue cards, which provide sort of the context of the puzzle or the clues to the puzzle, and then you've got the ones which provide the hints or even the answers to the puzzle, and they're all identified by a symbol like a crescent moon or a triangle or circle or whatever. The game itself, I always love these type of games. They work well with groups, obviously, because you really benefit from other thinkers, other different ways of thinking and approaching a puzzle and the creativity that results. You can also play it as a solo game, and that's totally fine too. It's enjoyable with any number of players, honestly. My thoughts on the Cursed Labyrinth. It's not my absolute favorite of these. It's not bad. There's nothing wrong with the puzzles and so forth, but I did find the guideline that they use. They have a level rating on the bottom of the box here out of 5 as far as the difficulty level, and this is one that I chose to play with the kids because it's ranked 2 out of 5. I found that some of the puzzles felt like that kind of level, like 2 out of 5. Other ones I felt were so crazy I would never have solved them. We had to go right to the answer card because we had no idea where to look or what to do, and so it felt like the level of puzzles were a little bit uneven. Not that that's necessarily a massive problem, but it can be frustrating if you're spending too much time on one of these puzzles, especially with kids. You want to kind of keep it moving, and I find it's a fine line between keeping the story moving and giving a good challenge, and it's always going to be a tough balance to get at. But anyway, the game itself is fine. It just wasn't my favorite. The theme was okay. It didn't feel so much like you were walking through a labyrinth in many cases, but maybe it's just tough to represent that fully in a game like this. But if you love these types of games, if you enjoy the puzzles, if you enjoy the Exit series, I think you'll probably enjoy this, but it isn't one that I would necessarily introduce a new player to. I think that there are other ones that I've enjoyed more, that have felt more doable. Even at level 3 out of 5, the puzzles felt more doable and understandable. Even maybe we needed one hint, but after that we were good and we were able to figure it out, even if it took a bit of time. And that's where where I find the right balance is to be found. It has to be something that the group can reasonably figure out in a reasonable amount of time, and then you feel like the story is moving forward. If you get bogged down, I love the fact they provide the hints and the answer cards, because there was a couple though that we were like, I have no idea. We ended up kind of flipping to the next clue, no, flipping to the next clue, no, flipping to the answer, because we just didn't know where to look. So it wasn't my favorite of this series of games, but as I said, maybe if you enjoy these games already, it's worth giving a try. So that's just my thoughts on the Cursed Labyrinth by Kosmos, part of the Exit series, which is a series of games that I do actually really enjoy and I do recommend to people, as long as you're okay with chopping up bringing out some scissors and chopping up some cards and that sort of thing. As long as you're okay with that sort of thing, it's a great series. So anyway, these are my impressions. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to get out there, get gaming, and be legendary.